Fishers of Men, third Sunday in Ordinary Time. Today's Gospel passage describes Jesus calling fishermen to be his disciples. As pointed out by Brant Petrie, from one perspective, the work of a fisherman well prepares one to be a disciple of Jesus. From one perspective, the work of a fisherman well prepares one to be a fisher of men in fulfillment of Jeremiah's prophecy. A skilled fisherman is hardworking, patient, and knows where fish are likely to be and when the fish will be there. Similarly, a skilled disciple of Jesus, a fisher of men, is hardworking, patient, and can anticipate when people will be most open, most receptive to receiving the saving message of Jesus Christ. From another perspective, though, Jesus chose fishermen because he wanted the world to know that the growth of the church is not dependent on the wisdom of men, but rather on the power of God, who can accomplish marvels, even though the most unlikely candidates are chosen. For the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men, as St. Paul says. As St. Paul further explains, "For consider your call, brethren. Not many of you were wise according to the flesh, nor many were powerful. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are, so that flesh may not boast in the presence of God." Jesus called fishermen both because of what they lacked, worldly wisdom and worldly intelligence, and because what they had, experience as successful fishermen, and the knowledge that that entails. Borrowing an idea from Father Rollheiser, from the perspective of what they lacked, fishermen were chosen because they were childlike regarding worldly politics and academic knowledge. This lack influenced the apostles to reach out in faith and rely on God, since they did not think themselves as intelligent or clever. Similarly, and of course, I don't mean all the apostles, because of course Matthew was a tax collector, but those apostles specifically who were fishermen. They had that lack of knowledge, worldly knowledge, lack of academic knowledge, and that caused them to be childlike. And what do children do? They're often very trusting. They freely ask people for help. They're very open to relying on others for help. They're less self-sufficient. They're less self-dependent. Learning from the example of the apostles Peter and Andrew, may we become more childlike by being ever more open to asking for help, to relying on God's grace. At the same time, may we acknowledge our natural gifts, whether they're being scholarly or knowing how to fish. Then may we place all of these gifts at the service of God and through Jesus at the service of our brothers and sisters. God bless.